Hey guys, Death Metal Bard here, and it looks like right now they are releasing the quote-unquote the OGL play test, and I'm using quotations here. Now, what they're saying here is that they're going to be putting the mechanics through a CC license. Now, Creative Commons basically means that it is... right here, it says right here, it's dedicated to sharing knowledge. So essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to make this CC information, particularly it's probably the mechanics, in my honest opinion. That's probably what they're trying to make CC. But again, that's not really relevant to what I'm talking about, or that I'm interested in at all. Let's look at the first part right here. Let's talk OGL 1.2 and the important ways it's different from 1.0a. First, it allows us to address hateful content. Now, to me personally, that's not important at all. Because D&D wizards, you are not moral arbiters. You have no authority, in my personal opinion, to dictate what is hateful content in any way, shape, or form. Particularly when you say that the fact that you open with that and say that the 1.0a wasn't made to make sure that, to ensure that we could make sure that people weren't putting offensive or hurtful content. First off, again, you are not the moral arbiters. You are not the deciders of what is quote-unquote offensive or not. And secondly, yes, the fact that the 1.0 didn't ensure that, because that is, by its very nature, dumb. To me, that's very dumb, because most D&D games, most RPG games in general, are inclusive to begin with, because anybody can pick them up and play. And guess what? Most people, and again, I'm saying this, most people, when they get a group together to play a game, they will say straight up, Michael Shea from Slifer, she talks about lines and veils. And there's a ton of these consent form things that people can create when they're making their games. Literally, that's all you need to do. That is literally all you need to do. When you're creating a game, you just say, hey, this game might have some stuff that might be bad. I mean, obviously, most people, most sane people, are grown up enough to say, I don't know if I really want to do that. And again, most GMs will be like, okay, well, maybe we can kind of tone it down a little bit, keep it PG perhaps. Most GMs are, logical human beings. They have brains. They're not children who need to be told they can't do something. Now, obviously, there's going to be assholes, because there's assholes everywhere in society. It doesn't matter in every community or whatever. So, you saying straightforwardly that you're going to, make sure that people don't do that, again, that's not your position. That's not your concern. That should not be your concern. Your concern is just making sure that the OGL is not revoked. And they can't even do that. Look right here. Deauthorizing. Okay, we know it's a big concern. The license and the terms of 1.2 are intended to help with that. The one key reason why we have deauthorized, we can't use the protective options of 1.1 if someone can just choose to publish harmful, discriminatory, or illegal content. Bullshit! That is the biggest gaslighting bullshit I have ever heard in my goddamn life. That is atrocious, and how dare you, Wizards of the Coast? How dare you lie? Because guess what? Even if the 1.1 did not have a clause in it that said that people can't publish hurtful material, guess what? People can vote with their wallets. If those people decide to publish that material under the OGL 1.0, and people look at that and they go, oh, I don't want that in any way, shape, or form, guess what? They don't have to purchase it. They don't have to buy it. Now, obviously, maybe I'm wrong in that sense, because I am a firm believer of, if you don't like something, don't watch it. And the same applies to video games and tabletop. If you don't like the themes in your tabletop game, then don't play that tabletop game. Find a tabletop game, find a group that appeals to your ideas. You know, that's literally the pleasure of a tabletop game, and gaming in general, is that you can find people like-minded that maybe agree with you or disagree with you in certain ways, but you can still get together to play a game. If it's that, egregious, if that's completely and utterly despicable to you, then you can just find another group that will agree with you and play with them. You don't have to play the game if you don't want to. That is the whole point of a game. That's the whole point of a tabletop game. And you guys are just lying about it. You are legitimately using this bullshit narrative of, we have to protect people from mean and harmful things, as if, again, people are children and they can't take care of things themselves. It's like, most people are adults, and even then, again, most adults use their brains and are logical and know that they can't be horrible people. So, again, this is a complete and utter, this is nothing. This is literally nothing. You can tell right now I'm very upset. I'm not doing this for any kind of drama or any kind of legitimate, some kind of fashionable anger. This is legitimately angry. I'm legitimately pissed off right now about this. This is complete and utter bullshit. And then they also have here this limited license changes. Only 2 sections, how you cite wizards and blah, blah, blah. Again, like, limited license. And I'm pretty sure that you guys will be totally on the up and up and totally coolsy about all that stuff. And here they're going to talk about virtual tabletop policy. It's like ownership disputes. Again, I don't trust any of this BS. No hateful content or conduct. Again, you are not the moral arbiters of that material. You're not moral arbiters of who can and cannot use that material. That is up to the people that want to consume that product or not. And they have the draft, which I'm honestly not going to look at the moment, because I already know what I'm going to put. It's like not important material you're exhibiting here. Okay, I know. Oh my god, it's already 8 minutes into this thing. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. If you disagree with me on the whole hateful conduct thing, again, that's your opinion. But right now, Wizards, you are not... This is not the win that you think it is. This is legitimately stupid. And, in my honest opinion, Orc is probably going to mop the floor with you. Honestly, most people are going to mop the floor with you in a couple minutes, in my personal opinion. Anyway, anyway, that's all I got. This is Death Metal Bard signing off. Play good games, play with good people, and you know what? Just rock on.